2016, nearly 150,000 students worldwide achieved an IB diploma, and well over half of them did so in the United States. One of the first boarding schools in America to adopt the programme was George School in Pennsylvania. As Marley Wilkes reports, the school's ancient Quaker roots and global perspective are in keeping with the modern IB philosophy.
Nestled in the rolling hills of Newtown, Pennsylvania, George School has a long history of educating high school students. Its philosophy inspired by Quaker values of developing open-minded citizen scholars who treasure learning for its own sake.
About 10% of our students are Quakers. The other 90% come from a variety of traditions or no religious tradition at all. But we've held on to truth-seeking, community building, peacemaking as central to our mission. And we've had excellent academic programs from the very beginning. So all students take at least one IB course. About a third are actual diploma seekers, and I'm pleased to say we've had 100% success with our diplomas over the past several years.
Beyond the classroom, George School has a reputation for respecting diversity and nourishing self-expression. More than half the 540 students live on the picturesque country campus.
Here we are in a mini Socrates Cafe experience.
At George School, teachers and students call each other by their first names, and students are encouraged to think independently and drive their own learning. Young people from all walks of life are welcome. About half receive some sort of financial aid. The campus attracts students from 19 U.S. states and from 43 different countries.
About 27% of our students are international. Roughly 35 to 36% of our students are U.S. students from communities of color. And they come from a wide range of socioeconomic backgrounds.
That's where I learned about other communities and other cultures, was through the people in my classes.
That commitment to inclusivity is a cornerstone of George School's Quaker heritage, and it's a natural fit with the goals of the International Baccalaureate program.
There's almost a perfect dovetail between our philosophy and the IB's, and I think that can be summed up in the last line of the IB's philosophy, which is, and our belief is that other people with their differences can also be right.
George School was one of the first U.S. boarding schools to adopt the IB program. Every student takes an IB class, and about 35% of upperclassmen are diploma candidates.
Over the last 6 years, all the IB candidates at George School have earned their diplomas. That's a remarkable 100% success rate, compared with a worldwide average of 81% in 2016.
I mean, obviously the IB program is very, very rigorous, and it forces you to open your mind to a lot of different ideas. So everything that you study with not just the purpose of studying it to become somebody, to to pursue a career, etc. You also study it just for the sake of learning and for the sake of gaining knowledge.
Science and math are among the toughest IB subjects at George School.
Just a drop at a time?
Drop at a time, mixing after every drop.
Is that 8?
But graduates leave well prepared for any academic challenge.
The IB, the courses were challenging courses, which was what I wanted. It was an emotionally and psychologically supportive environment for me, and I really thrived here. Probably the best part of my entire education was the time I spent at George School.
What sets George School apart from many other IB programs is a liberal arts curriculum that's just as demanding as its STEM courses.
When Chinese students, Indian students, students from Europe come, they often say we're going to get the empirical qualities that we would get in our country. But what draws us here is the emphasis on the humanities as an adjunct to that.
Every student at George School is required to take 3 years of art, primarily studio or performing art. And for IB students, that study is further expanded.
If you do the International Baccalaureate, the art has all of that component. But then they add a rigorous academic or scholarly component. The point being, for the IB, there's always the intellectual backdrop as well as the skill set.
I'm so grateful I got the chance to try rigorous courses that asked me for my opinion so often and also asked me to think outside of the box.
They're learning how to build communities across cultures, across nations, and learning how to be cosmopolitan in that real ancient Greek sense, citizens of the world.
Citizens who embrace each other's differences as they learn and grow together.